there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1999 Honda Acty truck. This one here bought from auction for export over to the USA. This one has 209,000 kilometers, so a little on the high side. Has some issues with paint. It's an auction grade 3, and it has a dead battery. Hence why we have the engine room open. Look at this. We never have the engine room open on these because they're bolted in. You can't just pop it up. You have to undo the bolt. It's an E07Z, the 660cc engine. It feels like it has an air filter that's clogged. Listen to it when I rev it. Something in it is not running right. And I'm gonna leave it running like that because you have to jump it in order to get it started again. And at the moment, have a look. You can't see the mileage. Now that does come on when you have the battery jump box attached to it. And we did confirm the mileage on it. Battery jump box down there. But then when you disconnect it, that goes out. And so the alternator probably is right on the end of its life. We can absolutely test that for you. The battery, and I'm going to show you this because tisk Honda, maybe it's a packaging thing. Maybe you don't want to have the battery down there like most other K-trucks have it. But your battery in the Honda Acty is underneath the windshield washer reservoir. You have to take this out in order to get the battery underneath there, which you can't even see. So Jacob was scrambling around, where's the battery? Looking it up online and whatnot. Even taking off the engine cover because maybe the battery's in there, but it turns out the battery is in the front. Let's just pop that on for now. We'll do the rest of the report with the engine running. So 1999 Acty truck, auction grade 3. 3 is a weird grade. It's kind of like the lowest grade before you get into the scrap cars, but sometimes it actually is a good car. It really depends why it's a grade 3, and I'll get into that in a sec. 209,778 kilometers, 5-speed manual with AC, power steering, and airbag on this one. Airbag and K-van. The body here shows A2 and A2, so some medium scratches, another A2 here. U4 on the roof, which is a heavy dent. You can probably see it in that area there. And then an AU3 on the tailgate. It has scratched wheels, scratched door mirrors, very small scratches, small dents, windshield rock chip. Okay, so I always try to find an example of a windshield rock chip, but I can never seem to find them. I don't really see it at all. They tend to be really too small, and sometimes I wonder if the inspector is just circling that to cover his butt. So interior scratched, wear, dirty, and rip. Oil leak. Now we do want to be careful of oil leaks. It can mean that it needs to be fixed before repair. It looks like it's wet underneath there, and there is a little bit dripping down. We'll probably need to get that fixed. When the AC compressor just came on, it almost stalled the engine. So yeah, needs a few things, it looks like. And that does look like oil that has found its way down. So I would recommend sending this to a shop and having them take a look at the oil leak, potentially the alternator as well, but we can test that alternator for you if you want. Okay, back to this sheet. So front bumper reinforcement is dented. This is why it's a grade 3. Otherwise, this would be probably grade 3.5. Front bumper reinforcement means that this has rear-ended somebody at some time. It looks like it is generally pretty good. Nothing on here screams you have troubles. This one here is probably your worst lineup of panels. I think it's generally fine. It wouldn't worry me. Set back panel, scratched and dented. That's the back rack on the bed. Exterior has a lot of paint fade, as you can see. Headliner is dirty, seat is ripped and saggy, and then the bed has various scratches, dents, and rust in it. Let's take you now for a tour around it. This is, I don't know what generation of Acty this is because there were so many of them. K-trucks were an industrial staple of Japan after World War II. These things were everywhere, and they used to have just 360cc engines And then they went up to 660cc, and they haven't gone up since then, but it seems like that's a sweet spot with the current technology. 660cc can get you the 64 horsepower that you need to have a runaround car. And if you want a faster car than that, get a regular class car. K-Trucks, of course, very fuel efficient, very useful, and hence why we have them here. You go out into the countryside and you will see a ton of these in the same way that you'll see a ton of pickup trucks in the countryside in the States. And where in the States, people might have tractors for some sort of a job. Here, you would, well, of course they do have tractors, but you would often see these K-Trucks being used as the multi-purpose, do anything kind of farm hand vehicle.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Okay, so looking at the body, we'll just, you can see the paint everywhere. It's fairly faded. It's a non-painted front bumper, and so you got that the weird discoloration as well as some scratches on the front. You'll find that K-Trucks take on a certain amount of damage because they are going to be worked around quite hard in many cases. As such, it's just easier to damage it if you're doing jobs around it, carrying lumber, putting stuff in and out of it. The beds, they tend to get scratched and then rusty, like this one. This is far from the worst one I've seen. Got a little bit of a weird, some dents in there. Not bad. There's no corrosion holes. This could be sanded down and repainted. Same thing goes with the back panel there. And then here's the rack that they were talking about. Okay, has a pad on the top so that you can carry stuff up here. You actually carry it from there into the back there. Back tailgate is taking a few bumps and bruises. And these come in 4-wheel drive like this one, as well 2-wheel drive if you want to cut down on costs. Most people are looking for the 4-wheel drive ones because obviously more useful. But the 2-wheel drive ones can be a fantastic value. Bit of a dent there. Okay. Let's go now to the interior, and these are such basic, simple vehicles. There's not really much to them. Looks like it's missing the gasket in here that goes between the door card and the window. Right here, you can see it. It's missing on this side. Somebody put some aftermarket speakers in, but they've seen better days. And in order to put them in, they had to customize the door card by cutting it. Kind of a weird move there. Okay, so let's just pull back. We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. It's a manual transmission, and then the Honda Actys are full-time 4-wheel drive. Looks like these seats never have been washed, and that's kind of what you expect from these work vehicles. If it doesn't help your bottom line with these companies or these farms, they're not going to be putting money into cleaning or time, really. Okay, and many of these have been smoked in. This one looks like it has been as well. Can't tell in there. Kind of smells like cigarettes. It's not a strong smell, but this type of headliner means it's been smoked in. There's just not a lot inside here to for the smoke to get absorbed into. There's no carpet. All systems in here underneath the dashboard are all very simple. There's a headliner that's made out of some sort of a fabric material, but it's really not much. So this one here, an example of, honestly speaking, what a lot of these K-Trucks look like. We can get whatever grade that you're looking for, and you decide how much you wanted to pay based on the information given for this. So this one, as you can see, was a grade 3, and it had a number of body damage, and pretty much everything that it was mentioned on here is what the car has. So next step, send it to a shop and see about that oil leak, and we'll get you an alternator testing on the battery there. Anyway, that's all for this guy. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Walk around. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.